Never forget the time that I was in Vegas and this guy bought me out for like 6 hours. I made like 12 grand that night, but he kept falling asleep. And I would try to wake him up, but it wasn't really working, so I just let him sleep. And then I would wake him up when our hour was up, and then he would just re-up for another one. And then at the very end, he apologized and tipped me another 4 grand on top because he felt bad. Never forget the time that I was...
You could pay somebody college tuition for 1 year with that. Actually, bro, you could pay somebody's whole 4 years of college with that, depending on what college they go to. I know somebody gonna come at me in the comment section. Mind your business. Just say you broke. You know what? I ain't broke, but I'm cheap, and I don't believe in that. Listen, I know folks out here gotta get their money, and ma'am, I apologize, but still, he just paid you money to go to sleep next to you. That's like when we go to the strip club and it be dudes in there just talking to the strippers and just dropping money. It's like $10,000 under her feet. She ain't cracked a dance. She ain't popped a titty. Nothing. She just sitting there carrying conversations. I'm not hating. I know I'm not hating. There's so much better things you can do with that money.
Let me see this shit. Dude, where's that tattoo? Let me see this shit. Yeah, get the in your truck and get the out of this city, dog. Dude, I mean it, bro. Don't make me get on the phone and start calling people, because I'll have half this city come down here and take you the
Well, dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come through.
Off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave. Your whole crew Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Where the rest of them, man?
Texas.
Yeah?
No, they're not.
Go back to Texas.
Dude, I had this done years ago.
I know, and it's still on your face,
because
bro.
I
seen that before. I seen your eyes, dog. Get the out of my city, or I will end you. Look at this Nazi piece of shit walking down Lindale, bro. Yeah, get the on. I see you, doggy. You're not gonna last long in this city, cunt boy.
All I'm gonna say is, and this is the only thing I'm gonna say, if more white folks start holding these racist piece of shit accountable, it's gonna be a lot of changes. A lot of things will change, bro. Now, I ain't saying it ain't white folks out here that don't be speaking up, but like to this extent where to this extent where you confront them with the same level of physical violence that they be trying to threaten people or confront people with. It's a guy on YouTube. He racist as hell. Be throwing the N-word out there. Fresh and Fit had him on their podcast. But anyway, he went out to some event and another white gentleman confronted him and pimp slapped him. And you know what he did? Nothing. He turned around and ran away. And usually that's what they'll do. Turn around and run away. Like a lot of these dudes that are racist as hell, they pussy in real life. Especially the ones that be online, calling people out their name and having all these things to say. They pussy.
And ladies, don't let nobody tell you and make you feel bad about your facial hair, your mustache. My grandma told me if you got a mustache, you got some peach fuzz under your chin, and you got some hair in your chest, that means you got some good. So don't let nobody make you feel bad about your facial hairs, because that means you got some good. You better ask my grandma. Alright?
I've heard that before. I think it was one of my aunt's friends. She was picking her facial hair and shit, and we started laughing. And she was like, "What y'all boys laughing at? You know what that means? That means this pussy get wet. Your daddy couldn't handle this pussy." Yeah. Hell yeah. So I've heard that before. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that before.
What does that mean to you, Black History Month? It means that that's racism, because they don't celebrate White History Month. We don't have it. I'm part Italian. I don't have Italian History Month. So what I think it's doing is perpetuating what this divide is in our nation, quite honestly, because I don't feel like that should be highlighted. I don't think that they should be pushing their agenda on myself because I'm a straight male, I have a wife, and I have children. I don't think that I should have to be bombarded and brainwashed through media, through those months or Pride, Black History. I don't think that's something that should be dictated to me.
Is it a learning opportunity?
Not at all, because when I was in school, we learned that, certain black leaders, things like that. I don't need to hear it every single year for a whole month.
White folks, I got a lot of respect for y'all. Here's a learning experience. A lot of white people only know Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Barack Obama. A lot of y'all only know those type of people, right? Nobody knows about George Washington Carver. Nobody knows about Alexander Miles. The names I'm calling out, you can go on Google and look them up. Here's a simple one, right? Did you know that the person who invented the Super Soaker was a black man? Did you know that? That's why we have Black History Month. Because guess what? Without Black History Month, it's a lot of black kids growing up and they only would know the black folks that were in the textbooks. They wouldn't know nobody else. No Sojourner Truth. They wouldn't have known about Nat Turner, Fred Hampton. They wouldn't know about none of those people. So Black History Month is not only to teach young black boys about the black folks who invented stuff and who did great things that they don't talk about in the textbooks, but it's also to teach the white folks who are willing to learn. Because if you go on the internet and look at some of those comments that some of these people would leave, you would think that black folks didn't invent shit. That whole statement that he made was very ignorant, and it shows why it shows why some people are misinformed. I have these conversations with my white coworkers and my white friends all the time, and they be like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all." Sometimes we have certain conversations, and it's really a culture shock, because to them it's like, "Damn, I didn't know this. I didn't know that at all." But you can look it up. You can go on Google and look it up. Google was created by white folks. You can go look it up, and they'll tell you about black inventors and other black people besides Martin Luther King and Malcolm X who did great things. This is why we need Black History Month. Ignorant. That shit just kind of got on my skin just now. So everything y'all just saw was recorded a week ago, except for this part. I'm adding this part right now, literally an hour before I upload the video, because it just happened. It's fresh in my mind. And I want y'all to tell me if I'm tripping. Okay? Now, a bit of backstory. You guys know I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. You know, in New York, we are kind of sensitive. In New York, the things that we feel is disrespectful, sometimes it's little shit. It's not even that serious, right? Since I've moved to the South, I've changed. I want to think I changed for the better. You know, when I first came out here, I used to have problems damn near every day. I would take the city bus. People would be staring at me on the bus. After two lookaways, you still looking at me. Now I feel as though you trying me. So I'm going to ask you, where you know me from, son? That was my go-to line. Where you know me from, son? Why are you looking at me like that? Right? Over time, I've learned to be better. Over time, I've learned to let shit slide. To the point where now, people make jokes about me. People make jokes and it's like, all right, it's cool. You're joking, whatever. But the problem with that is that I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I'm letting too much slide or if I'm being too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? The weird thing is, and this is people in general, people get too comfortable, and when you start setting the boundaries, and when you decide to set a boundary, all of a sudden you the bad guy. So let me tell y'all what happened. Yesterday we at work, and I want to say I'm a cool guy, and the jokes start coming in. Bro. So I'm like, all right, okay, all right. But then one joke in particular, I wasn't feeling. Actually, it was two jokes, but I can't say the other one because, I feel as though it'll lead into something else. But one joke in particular I wasn't feeling, bro. You guys know I had a colonoscopy a few months ago. Up to now, they don't know what's wrong with me. I did the colonoscopy. They found some polyps but they weren't cancerous. Am I still having symptoms? Yes. Not as bad as I was a couple months ago, but I'm still having symptoms. So we still don't know what the hell is wrong with me. But the joke about the colonoscopy, it rubbed me the wrong way, bro. My man said, "Did you go get another colonoscopy?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "I figured, you probably liked it." What you mean by that? What you mean? Like, so I let it sit for a little bit. And then somebody else that I'm cool with started picking up. And when he started picking up, I was like, "Oh, y'all double teaming me? What the All right." I let it sit for a little bit, sat for a little bit. And then the other dude was finna talk about it again. And I was like, "Yo, hold on, bro. Chill. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can't stop thinking about this shit. Because in my mind, it's like, bro, why would that be a joke? But then I'm like, am I tripping? Because I know we be joking around, but am I wrong in feeling some type of way that folks is making fun of something that was serious to me? As far as I know, I'm still fucking dying. And bro, I be trying my best not to be that guy. I be trying my best not to show people that guy. I think that's why I'm talking about it on YouTube. Because I've had situations where I went from being really cool with people to now we just enemies. But really, it was because I didn't set a boundary. And shit just started escalating. And I let folks in too much to the point where they started seeing, oh, he's doing this. He's doing that. And I think it just turned into like some jealousy shit. I'm not saying that's what this is, but I know that's what that situation was. I saw the signs and I didn't set a boundary and things went too far. And by the time I tried to set a boundary, it was just like, you a bitch. Like, and then it just went really far. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, bro, why would you do that? Why would you say that? What make you think that was okay? Is it because I'm cool? Or is it because you think I'm a bitch? This shit really bothered me, bro. Because I've worked so hard to just be this person that's not the bad guy. I've tried so hard, but as I'm replaying shit in my mind, I think since I was a child, I've always been the bad guy. And it's never from a situation that I started. It's always from a situation that somebody else feels as though they can get away with. It's always from a situation that somebody just feels as though, you know what? Fuck him. In junior high school, I almost got locked up for trying to shank somebody in school. I'm not bragging about the shit. But the way it started was literally the whole day. Mans is just poking at me. Meanwhile, I got other shit going on. I got mental shit going on. I ain't bothering nobody. I'm in there drawing. You come in there ripping up my drawings. You in there talking about me. Everybody, ha 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 ha. It's funny. Until I pull that fucking box cutout on your ass. Then it's not funny no more. Then you run into the dean. In high school, motherfuckers is making fun of somebody. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just chilling. Everybody else in that is laughing. I'm just chilling. The moment I crack a smile, folks get to talking about my mother. That's why you ain't seen your mother in 6 years. That's why your mother abandoned you. She probably caught AIDS and died. just cracked a smile. Everybody else in here is laughing their heart out. I cracked a smile, and now you talking about my mother, and now I punch you in the face, and I almost get expelled from school. And I'm being real with y'all, bro. I'm really trying to review, like, 40 is around the corner. I got a few years before I hit 40. You feel what I'm saying? I got a few years. But I'm really trying to understand, why is it throughout my life that people just think it's okay? And then when I react, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. I think I'm going to just start being the bad guy from jump. I think I just got to start being the bad guy from jump. Like, no more trying to be cool with people. No more having survivor's guilt. Because sometimes I think that's what it is. I be having survivor's guilt. Like, I'll sit there and I'll hear people's problems and hear the shit they be talking about. And I know I'm not going through that shit. And I don't want to come off and be rubbing stuff in people's face. But now it's like, bruh, I don't care. I don't know, dog. Y'all tell me. Anyway, that's what I had to say. I'm gonna add this. I ain't even gonna edit this. I just wanted to add this to the video because it's fresh in my mind and I'm really trying to understand. I've been trying not to be the bad guy my whole life, just to always end up being the bad guy. That's crazy.